it's morning, depending on where you are. Happy Saturday. Today we're going to do another unboxing. This is probably the smallest printer I have ever unboxed. I think it's the smallest printer I've ever owned. So it might be interesting. So let's see who's out in chat. Let's see. Hey Nadav, how are you? Hey Dominic. Is there any? Just give me some feedback, please. How's the video? How's the audio? Is it all looking okay? All sounding good? Please let me know before we really get into this. This might actually be a short stream because I'm guessing there's not much to this printer just to get it set up. Let's see. I'm gonna make chat easier out here for me. Dwayne, how are you? So, can someone give me some feedback if the audio and video is good, please? Before we get started, I want to make sure everything's okay. Just type yes or no or whatever in chat so I can see that the sound and the video is good. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up. It's raining here right now, which is okay, but we are forecasting some thunderstorms, so hopefully it will not interfere, and hopefully we'll get this done before those even begin. But let me know. It may, if in the case of a really bad thunderstorm that comes overhead, it could kill internet connection. It's happened. So Dwayne says all is good from here. Excellent. Good. How many people do we have online? I'm guessing it's very early for most people, so it's going to be a low number. We only have 3 people on right now. Okay. Well, either way, it doesn't matter. We'll still go ahead. So, I hope everyone's doing okay. Everyone's keeping well. Those of you who haven't been out here, who haven't been on my streams before, my name is Liam. The channel is called AstroPrinter, and I do live unboxings. We do hangouts. I do reviews and so on. This printer was sent to me by the company. Dominic says all is good too. Excellent. So. This is called, let me read this because it is called the Lonenessl SLJ8080-AE printer, right? Now, I have not opened this printer. It came like this inside an Amazon box. They're actually shipping it here in the US for $130, I believe, in the US, and you can get the link to it is down below. And it's designed for printing for children. To get kids into it. Now, I will point out something. Let me turn this, I need to go to the close-up camera in a second. Let me get a better view with the close-up camera. So apparently, I'll have to raise this up. This is available in Chinese, US, European. Notice the misspelling, PEEN, and British. Apparently. So that's the power supplies, but I will give them feedback about changing that spelling. It is obviously incorrect. It's supposed to be safely stable, easy, fast. It's a desktop. Well, obviously it fits on my desktop anyway, so it's really small. I'm guessing there's not much to assembling in this. It's to build toys. The company who does this, they actually do educational stuff for kids, right? That's what they make. So so the idea of this is to allow kids to make their own toys, to learn how to do some engineering stuff. But they also provide the same company does teaching supplies and so on. And it looks, going by the image in the back of the box here, it looks very, very simple. Now, it does say iOS and Android, and I did a bit of digging about this. You can't actually print directly from your phone. What you can do is you can download from a website different models, and then there's an adapter cable where you can plug into your phone, where you can write to your SD card, and then put the SD card into the printer and print. That's what because that the iOS thing and the Android kind of got me thinking. It says Android here, it doesn't say iOS, but so the cable that comes with it is a USB-C and micro USB, so you can actually connect into your phone. Apparently, that's the way it's set up. So let's take it out of the box because I'm guessing it's going to be pretty simple. This setup. So, okay, so you're going to see, I'm going to lie on this side so you see what I see. Let me set this up over here. So in the box, it's a Bowden tube, which is kinked a little bit. So let's see if that's if you can actually put filament through that. Let's drag it out here. Doesn't want to come out, the foam is getting stuck. Okay, and I'll back up this camera so you can see better. And I'll go to the 2-in-1 with a close-up so you can actually see the close-up better. So, straightforward, simple foam on each side. It looks like it's packed in, it's actually, it's ABS plastic. That's all there is to it, this. It is enclosed, so you have a little magnetic door. We have our controls, which is in a tiny little screen, so that's, I believe they said it was a 0.9-inch screen, which is about 23 millimeters. And then on this side we have our SD card port. On top you have your Bowden tube feeding in down into the print head. And you have a nice, actually this is not bad. I like this big lever for your extruder. Now I don't like that I can't see the extruder because of the QR code, but this makes it really easy to load and unload filament, even with a strong spring in the extruder. You may not want it that long, but on a lot of the other printers, the arm is really short and it's really hard to press. So that's kind of makes it easy for kids to do it. I'm assuming there's some form of spool holder going from with a box. So let's open up and see what's inside. We have some PLA, yellow, green PLA. Oh, the power supply, by the looks of it. Hey Rene, so you're not going to buy this, you're just saying. We've heard that before, Rene, we've heard that before. Just a simple little power supply. Let's see what the output of the power is. It is a 1.6 amp, 12 volt. So the output is 12 volt, 5 amp. So you could probably run this off a battery. You can get 12 volt batteries that you could run this off of. You could run off of a, you could probably power off the cigarette lighter in your car, because the amount of amperage it needs is 5 amps. So you could probably run off a cigarette lighter in your car if you had the adapter for this. And it's a straightforward enough adapter. You just need to get the polarity right, and the polarity is listed here. So it should be easy enough to do. You could run it in the car. Is this the new body of the Crelly CR100? I don't have a CR100, and the CR100, as you know, is fairly big in comparison. But yeah, that's funny. It is an enclosure, so, and it's not really designed for. It will not run higher temperature. It's only designed really for PLA. So let's see what else is inside. We have our instruction manual, which is, let me see what language it's in, is in directions, it's in English. The temp goes up to 190, so you can do, it's only designed, it looks like a cat travel box. It kind of does, yeah. How are you this morning, Llama? Its build volume is 80 by 80 by 80, so it is most definitely the smallest printer I have ever used. And it looks like the setup is one thing, and that one thing is to put on the filament holder for the back. So let's see what else is in here. More packing foam, so it's well packed. More stuff here in the back. So we have tweezers to clean off the nozzle, I'm assuming. That's some zip ties. Interesting. That's empty. And your filament holder. So let's see where this goes on in the back. It goes in and it's locked in place here. That's it. Now, I'm assuming to put a spool, you won't put a full spool on that first of all. I did bring a full spool over with me. There's no way a full spool will go on that. These will be fine. You will not get a large spool there. Anyway, a large spool would be heavier than this. You might get the 250 spools onto this. Maybe. Actually, you won't. They won't even fit this because if you try, it'll rub off the table. You'd have to raise this up off something to do it. But we'll get back to that in a moment. Hey Victor, how are you? And you unbox it done. Thanks for the stream. Kinda, yeah. It's an easy one to set up. I'm not buying it. I'm not a kid. Wait now. This is designed for kids. This is perfect for me. So let me take out. There's more foam in here holding the head, and there's a little box of goodies. So let's see what's in the box of goodies. So this one, as I said, it said it's for Android. So we have a USB adapter that goes into USB-C, or micro USB, so you can actually plug this into your phone, and then you have an SD card, the SD card adapter that goes in here, so you can actually download stuff from your phone onto your SD card to print. It also comes. I'm really just a kid. We are all just kids. I only buy printers that can hold 3 kilogram spools. There's not many printers out there that can hold 3 kilogram spools. I have one or two, but you have an extra nozzle. It's not focusing. And a little wrench to change your nozzle. And I said this is a USB adapter with an SD card. Dominic, the only print farm is coming out of the closet. So the print farm is coming out of the closet. You could put a print farm in the closet. Well, if you had a couple of these and you were only printing small parts, you could easily put them in the closet. Yeah. So let's have a close-up look what's inside. I'm going to bring the camera in. Actually, let me turn this so I can see. I'm going to bring the camera way in here. So, print bed. Sorry, my hand is so big it's taking up all the space. And it looks like it's a flexible metal print bed that can be clipped in. See the little clips over here. Kids 60 plus. Yes, Victor, I agree. You have your print head. It's weird the way they have the belts woven. Let me show you there. See the way the belt is woven around inside on top? It's an unusual belt pad. It works, I'm sure, but it's an unusual belt pad. And then you have your end stop over here. And then you have your print head. Let me move it over so we can see it better. So your print head is right here. Very, very basic. Everything is ABS plastic, the whole thing. And I'm sure the frame on the outside would give it rigidity. It looks like there are some zip ties and I need to cut, so 1 second. There's a zip tie on the outside over here. I thought I saw one more on the box a moment ago. There's one back here. I want to see if that's holding. 1 moment. Well, that's holding a cable. Okay, so the two in the back are actually holding the cables coming up here to your print head, and the one on the side was actually holding the Z-axis in place. Now, interesting thing, there's no way to bed level. There is, if you look on the bed, there is no option in there to do any leveling. I know it's tiny anyway, so it either works or it doesn't. At least you don't put that baby in the corner. I'm guessing the length of the belt is a standard size, and they save a lot by maybe, but there's no real standard size belt. Belts come in with 50 different various sizes. So you try the editing. Hey Victor, did Jerry join? I don't see Jerry joining. If Jerry's there, I missed him. I'm sorry, Jerry, if I missed you. Oh, you are. There you are, Jerry. I'm sorry. The stuff streamed up and I missed you. I'm sorry. So, right. So let's try spools first of all. Before we do anything else, I'm going to try spools on it. So it's very basic. It's done. It's set up. Other than power. But I want to try different spools. So I have some 250s, quarter kilo spools here. I want to see if that would actually fit. I'm guessing no. Well, it'll fit, but it's rubbing on the table. Let me turn the camera down so you can see better. So you can't put quarter spools on it. You'd have to prop it up on something, and even then, it puts a lot of weight on the back of it. So you may be restricted to only using these. If you propped it up in a book or something, which is, book should be in your hands, not holding stuff up. But if you prop it up in a book, I'll tell you what, you could prop it up on a real spool of filament and print it that way. That would work. So now you can actually have a spool up there. It's not very central, but it would work. It would wobble, but it would work. So the solution is, if you want to use quarter spools, put it on top of a real spool to hold it up, or an empty spool. It's a good use for empty spools. Hello, chat friends. Typing on your phone. Oh, you're watching TV over me, Jerry? That hurts. So you can use small spools on it. You cannot put a full-size spool because it just doesn't have the width. But you quarter-inch spools, if you prop it off the table, you might get away with. The 250 gram. A full-size spool is almost the size of the printer. Let me move that back so you can see better. So you cannot put a full-size spool on it. By the way, this is Yusu silk blue. It's a real nice silk blue, actually. Can I have a close-up look at that? I like this blue. So this will not be used. I might test with this quarter spool by propping it. Again, I think that's a silk PLA white as well, 250 gram. So I might try with something like that. This will only print PLA, but for now, I can only use what comes with it. Now, here's the question then: green or yellow? Let me know. You guys decide. Do you want to use a green one? Green would actually show up more detail when you do a print. Yellow is kind of hard to see some detail because it's so bright. So decide whether you want to see a yellow print or a green print, and then we'll go in and turn it on and get it set up. Let me get the power lines. Okay, Nadav says green. Green for the Irish. Okay, Renee, that works. I have no problem with that. Let's see, plug this in. It's rare that I can have so much real estate on my desk that I can put the printer up there and other stuff. So it's kind of interesting for me. Power is in the back here. Nice and snug. Power switch is also in the back, so you know what? There you go. So it's powering up. Let's get in closer to the screen so we can have a closer look at the screen. You say it's your lucky charm. I'm not going to go there. So it just says hit the menu. We have PRT for print. We have set, and we have an info. So let's see what the info says. Size is 80 by 80. Version 1.05 firmware. That's it. Settings are Axis Home. Free motor, I assume that's an unlock. Temperature for the bed, I'm guessing. Extruder. Z-axis. So you can only move one axis. So let's do an axis home. Are you seeing this? I just did an axis home. I haven't heated anything yet. They're not quiet. They're not very noisy either. I have one concern. The PTFE up here is kinked. Let me show you what that. Let me bring this up here. You see right there, there's a kink in the PTFE for the box. So I'm not sure even if filament will go through that. It may, but we'll see. If not, we'd have to do a replacement of it. So I'm going to go back up in the menu again. Actually, I'm going to do axis. We can do the various languages too. Okay, I'm going to move Z-axis up. It is not quiet. It is a noisy machine. The axis movement is noisy. So the reason why I moved it up is so I can load filament and heat it. So let's go back up again in the, and we'll go to set, temperature, it says it'll go to 210, but I should only need around 200 for PLA. What's this one? This is probably the extruder is 200 degrees. 199 is the max. I don't know why there's two temperature settings in there. The print bed should be around 70. I'm assuming this is a print bed. Let's do it at 50, should be fine. Oh, so it says temp, but it's actually extruding. That's interesting. And it's not at temperature yet. I'm going to go in here again. Set. So the temperature is at 140. So the temp is at, there's no heated bed then. I'm guessing that's the extruder, and the other one is to extrude the filament. So I'm going to set this up to 200 degrees. I'm setting it to 200. Hit OK. And let it heat. It's heating up. So we're going to do the green. Do you plan to upgrade an all-metal hot end or a direct drive? I'll trade you this for an all-metal hot end or a direct drive. How's that for a deal? This is PLA, and that's all it will do. Even though it says it can do 210, I don't know if it would ever use it at 210, but that's what it says, right? So do you agree with that trade, Dominic? And that you give me the all metal hot end or direct drive, and we'll switch for the printer after the review, of course. You make these so hard. Why do it the hard way? You missed the unboxing already. Yes, you did, Zohan. It took all of 30 seconds. So, seeing as while that's heating, and I have to attach let me move that further back so you can see better. And I have to attach the spool, so it feeds up into it. I'm going to stick it on this way. And this will feed up into the extruder. Yeah, you missed all 30 seconds of it. If it actually prints well, I might get one for a few months. It's something. There's a big difference between this and a Voran. So let's feed some filament in. Let's see if that kink on the filament on the PTFE tube is going to cause a problem. This is kind of narrow. Let's see if it goes through that kinked area. Oh no! It won't feed in. I can't load it because there is a kink in the PTFE tubing. Nope, not a chance. Can't load it. I will have to replace that PTFE to get it to work. That kink will not allow filament to flow to pass through it. I suppose I could cheat. Yeah, I have to replace it anyway, right? So let's cheat. I'm going to do a Joe Telling minus the angle grinder. So I'm going to have to cut this. There's no other way to do it. So if I cut this and just leave a gap in the PTFE to feed in and feed out. Cut out the kinked part. Well, so I feed that from here into here and bypass the damaged area. I won't like it. Actually, I may have to put a bit of tape on that. If I don't tape it, if I don't put something on that, they will actually pull apart when it's extruding. That's what I just said, Renee. So let's tape this together. And since Jerry's here, we're jerry rigging it, right? So, kink removed. You wrote it before I said it? Yeah, but there's a time delay. So, let's feed in some filament. Let's turn this around again so you can see the filament coming out of the extruder. Let me get the the camera right up here, because the camera will probably see a better view of it than I will. And we'll manually load some filament. There we go. It's extruding. It was loaded with yellow film prior. Duct tape. I just use a bit of clear tape I had lying around. Well, we know it extrudes because it produced material. It was yellow that was inside it prior to this. So let me get all of that new stuff. This is trash over here. Right. So let's see what's on the SD card. We have an SD card. I'm assuming it goes in upside down. It does. But as with all, is the bed heated? No. It's too small. Like, what are you going to heat there? There's no heating element on the bed whatsoever. And I don't think that. And it looks like it's a textured metal, so a flexible metal. I think anything will stick to it. But I have no way to level the bed. I have no way of doing any tramming whatsoever. So it's actually I do. I spoke too soon. Instead of tramming the bed, if it's not level, watch this. See those those screws there, right there on each side of the print head. I can actually use those to move the print head up and down. So that's how you tram your bed. Which is an interesting approach. That looks like a toy. It is actually meant to be a toy for kids. So let's see if it prints first, right? So we have it all set up. We'll go back up. I'm going to close this out of the way for now. So I'm going to back up. Go to print. Oh, there's a lot. There's G-code files there. There's a lot of G-code files on this. I don't know if you can see that on the camera there. Let me see. Is it focusing? Screen's too bright. There's a whole pile of little files in there. The anvil that is suggested from following your Amazon link. So let's see. Let's print the first one on the list. I don't know what's there. I don't know what any of these items are. So let's select the first one and let's see if it prints. It's moving. Oh, that just tore off the bed, tore along the bed. That's not. Okay, so pause, stop. Okay, let me go back up, and we're going to move the axis, the Z-axis up again. So what happened was, it was too tight against the bed, so you see it's actually leaving a trail behind. Not just a light bulb anymore. As kids we got gypped. New version of the Easy Bake Oven. So what I'm going to do, let me clean this off. Because the nozzle actually tore into this bed. Oh, knocked it over. And I'm going to have to adjust that down. I need to get a screwdriver. So give me a moment, guys. Let me get a. I don't know if I have one. This might reach. Yeah, this will reach it. I hope. Need to move the Z up by tightening these screws a little. Because it was making contact with the bed. Actually, let me home all axes and then I can do a level using a sheet of paper. So let me try that. 3D world of an empty chair stream. So we're going to unlock the axes. Free motor. That unlocks them. And I'm going to get a sheet of paper. I think that's narrower than that. I won't get a full sheet of paper in there. So I'm going to get a piece of paper. That's actually, that's a bit loose, but okay. Let's try the front axis. Let's try the front of the bed. This side is getting tight, so I need to tighten this side up. I can't even get a piece of paper under the nozzle, it's so tight. Actually, I think I was going the wrong way. Yeah, it is the opposite direction. Okay. Actually, I think it's based on the spring strength, because these screws are pretty loose right now. This is not a great design. It's one way of leveling your bed, but it's not a good design to do so. Okay, we're getting there. So much for being built for designed for kids. I suppose the parents will have to be involved in getting this right, but okay, so look, paper moving under the head. We got it leveled. So let's try this again. Actually, let's go to the top and we home the axes. Okay, and then we're going to go up and we're going to do a print. I'll put my hand around it here so you can see. I'm going to select the first item. And now we're going to have to wait for this to heat up to 195, it looks like. It's the same as this Corelli CR100. You know. Not quite. And I don't think Corelli would like you for saying so. So let's see if we can get this thing printing. I'm going to bring the camera way in. That's too much, maybe. The bed is heating. There is some stuff there, but it's okay. We're at 168. It's heating very fast, but it's tiny areas, a tiny heat block. So fast heating should be expected, right? Yeah, it's $130. Let's see how it does to see if it's worth it. It's small, it's compact. There are printers out there that you can buy new or used for that range that are far more robust and larger build areas. So let's see how it does as an actual printer. So the print is starting. Is it extruding? No, it's not, because these have separated. Okay, stop again. It stopped. The reason why is these came apart. Let me cut this tape off and try that again. So I will have to, before I really review this, I will have to replace this PTFE tube because it's, and I have some Capricorn tubing there. I'll just replace it with that. I'm sure I have some spare Capricorn left over. Tape is not very good for this because tape doesn't really. You have to look at the Corelli one built for kids. Oh, it does. I haven't looked into that machine because I don't. I'm not important enough for Corelli to work with me. But saying that, I've had conversations with different groups in Corelli, and some groups seem to be more open to working with me than others. So we'll see what happens there. That might change. So let me try taping this again. I will need to move. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm just going to pull it out and just redo the filament all over again because I want to get this attached better. To move my Z. At least it was starting to extrude a little bit that time. We're going to move the Z all the way up to almost to the top. Hey Carl. So PTFE doesn't like being attached with tape because, well, tape doesn't like sticking to PTFE. So I need to put a filament in here again to align everything. Bit of that in here. So strap it further down. It's going to be a messy job, excuse the mess, but I need to hold this as tight as I can because otherwise it's just not going to work. So yes, we are doing a patch job, Carl, because the PTFE had a really bad kink in it when it came out of the box. So hopefully that might hold and we might be able to get a print job done. Let's see. And I'm guessing, going with the way that was printing, I'm thinking of a little high. So I'm going to back down the head a little bit more. Let's see. I'm going to home out the axes again. And we're going to go in again and then try our print job. First item on the list. Go. So let that heat up. Hey John, good morning, how are you? What do you think of the new small printer? My hand can barely fit inside it. Barely, I mean. So it's really, really tiny on the inside. But let's see how this little thing prints. I think I've gotten it leveled. Get a focus. Yep, there we go. He is doing a classroom fix or something a kid might do in a pinch. A classroom fix is probably a good description. As I said, I like to use, since Jerry's here, we call it jerry rigging, because basically that's what we're doing. We're doing a jerry rig. We are, PTFE came damaged, kinked in the center, in the middle, which means the material can't pass through that kink. See the bend in it there? So, you saw one of these for $129. Okay, well they're advertising on Amazon for $130. So it's close enough. Save yourself a buck. I don't have Scotch tape, but I got pack right. Does that do? So as long as it stays together, let's see. Oh, I never sprayed in the filament. There we go. It's extruding. I forgot to push it all the way down the tube when I loaded. It's a bit too... It's building a raft, it looks like. So I tweaked this, adjusting it wasn't spot on. Irish tape and rubber cement. Now, rubber cement or Pritt stick is a great classroom fix. So it's doing a raft, and I had to adjust it while on the fly, so it's not perfect right now, but it is printing, and as you can hear, it is not quiet. And this box around it, oh, this is coming apart again. Hey Matt, good morning. Okay, that PTFE came apart again, so I'll have to do a fix. Let me see if I have PTFE. One moment. I believe I do. Okay, So I'm going to have to do a fix on this because it's just not working with that PTFE. So let me stop the job. Stop. It was starting to print, but let me move the Z up. Moving the Z all the way to the top. For now. Oh, this will be interesting. Let's see if I can get into it. To get this out of here for now. Let's see if I can get in here. This uses a little clip, I'm assuming. Let me see. These are only sprung clips, so let's see if I can get them on. They're not making it easy. Let me go to the wide camera. So, they're not making it easy to get this off. They are clips, it looks like. I agree, what's on the card should just work. Yeah, these are not coming out. I have a feeling I'm going to have to break this thing off because it doesn't look like it wants to come out easily. Let's see if we can pry it off first of all. Yeah, for a toy, I think it would have printed okay if it wasn't for the issue of that PTFE being kinked. I'm going to try and pry this off. These should squeeze together, but they're not squeezing together. I hope they haven't glued them in, because if they have, they'll have to be broken out. Okay, got one out. Okay, that was really hard to get off. These were in really tight. They may even had a bit of glue on them, maybe. Okay, we got off. Take out the clip. Bad Bowden tubes. Let's do the same for the hot end. That's held on with a little. Inside is actually held on with a bit of a little tie wrap, so I need to remove that tie wrap. So, Kitty Printer Maintenance 101. You can remove the whole top of it by removing these 4 screws, but the problem is your extruder's attached to it. So you would have to find a way to remount your extruder if you're going to do that. So it can come off, but your spool holder, which is this glue handle, and your extruder and everything's mounted to it, so you'd have to build a new mounting unit for your extruder, and create a spool holder for it. So let me take out the blue clip out of here, and then see if I can get this. I may have to reheat it to get this this out. No, okay, good. So let me cut a new piece of PTFE the same length as this, and we'll try and get this working. This is Sobol sent me this Sobol a long time ago, and it's their PTFE. It's like Capricorn tubing. So I need these two, the length of this, roughly, and I might even go a little bit longer. Plus the length of this. We need it roughly there. I'm going to give myself a little bit extra. Let's see, is that straight? It's not. Looks better. I need to clean that one up. Okay. I need to see from above because my hand is blocking the whole inside. I can't see inside. Okay, that's that attached. When you say there, yeah, I was thinking more or less just to work on it, you should have. It would be, yeah, I agree, but I got it in. It's got a new Bowden tube now, better Bowden tube, not this white stuff which is always not good. So we have a nice clean Bowden tube now, compared to what we had, which was badly damaged and kinked. So let's try this again. Well, actually, just kink down there. Let me move it down further. And I'm going to leave the plastic cover off that thing because it's just troublesome to stick it on and off. I don't see a need for it. I understand they're trying to protect people's hands. That's better. So let's power it back up again and see if we can get it to see how it works. It looks like it was trying to print, so. And I'm going to take off this. I've had troublesome prints in the past, but I've never had to rebuild a printer. Jesse Foreman, the hot end needed replacing on the kid's CR100, and it would be much easier if it was split. But it's such a small place to work. Like, for an adult's hands, like, when I put my hand in there, I take over the whole space. Like, I have to squish my hand together to get it in the door because my hand open will not fit. So it's really small. So I need to, first of all, I need to move the Z up because I need to, first of all, set temperature to 195 is what they're saying. So I'll set it to 195. And I'm going to move the Z-axis up by about 20. So I have axis underneath to do the filament, clean up the filament. Filmed my video on the phone yesterday. At the beginning, everything was mirrored. Forgot to forward when editing. But I liked your video though. I watched the video yesterday. It was really actually it was a good video, Jerry. If you haven't checked it out, check out Jerry's channel, 3D Printing and Painting, or 3D HP. Terry's got a good channel out there. Mylan, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. How are you feeling? Sorry, I'm looking over here because I have the chat on the screen over here. If you're wondering why I keep looking away from the camera, it's because I have chat over there. So let's go back to the 2-month close-up. And when that gets heated up, let's see what temperature is at. The temperature is at 190 right now. So let's feed in some filament and get something loaded. That's much better. So we are extruding. We can use a nice. By the way, the tweezers that comes with it are round tipped. They're not sharp, which means it's safe for kids. Well, fairly safe. Obviously, a kid can do this, but kids do stupid stuff right all the time. But it is fairly safe. So we're extruding again. Let's go in and set a print job. We go to print. Choose the first item again. And it was already heated. I'm going to leave the door open so you can see what's going on. Is that in focus? I suppose it is. Ooh. It's not extruding again. I can't see if it's extruding. Excuse me while I move it. No, it's rubbing off the bed. I can hear. That will not do the nozzle any good. I think we got an extrusion problem. Yeah, it's not extruding. So yeah, the extruder wasn't biting because the screw that adjusts it is actually out of kilter. Let me show you here. See, it's not straight, and it was actually biting wrong. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stop it. All it did was stretch the bed, and I'm gonna again move Z up. Yeah, so that metal bed is not going to do it any good. Shut off. I already did a paper leveling on it, and it needs it done again. So I'm reheating it again. Let's see how it goes. But we're close to temperature. We're at 190. Let me feed in manually again this time. at 195. There we go. It's extruding. So what happened is the extruder stopped. It wasn't putting enough tension on the filament. So I'm going to try and manually extrude here first of all. I'll do 14 mils. Let's see if it's moving. There it goes. We'll do it again. Oh, I changed the language, did I? Extrude. Okay, it's extruding. I want to do one more attempt. Get my son to help if all else fails. My son's hands are as big as mine. He's my size, my height. Yeah, I did level it already. I'm going to do another leveling now that I have it at temperature, and I know it's extruding because it wasn't. The issue a while ago is the extruder wasn't putting pressure on the material. Yeah, his hands won't. Yeah, his hands won't fit. He's as I said, he's my size. Yeah, he's 14 years old, or going on 15, and he's as tall as me, and it won't be long before he passes me out. We do another clean up of that nozzle. So let's try leveling again. We're going to home all axes while at temperature, and we'll try leveling again and see how it works. I don't think I adjusted it that much, but it's a little close, but not by much. Kids are smarter than us. Yeah, but you can't tell them that, Jerry. You should know better. Let me go back to the main camera while I get this done again. This is going to be adjustable. My guess is there's a Z offset in there as well. I may have to play with the Z offset a little bit. There's a small adjuster back here. So if I move Z axis up again, there's a little adjuster back here. That's better. Okay. Shall we try this again? Print. First item on the list. I can't see inside. The downside of this being so small, you can't see into it. No, it's not feeding properly. The extruder's not catching. I agree. 30 seconds on box and a lifetime to get it working. It appears that way. I'm going to let it run. It's doing a raft, and if it fails to make the raft and it moves up, it might get working. Yeah. Let's see how it does. Even though it's not extruding right now, I'm hoping when it does a Z move, because it's just, even though it was well leveled, it was well leveled with a piece of paper. Once it went back to print, it actually went off. So I need to do a bit more playing with it. But let's see if when it moves up on Z, let's see if it starts printing. Because right now it's actually, it's not moving the filament at all. Nothing. Stop printing. It looks like it was trying to at the beginning, but no. I actually think it's clogged. You know what? I'll try one last time. I'm going to try one last time, and if I can't get it working after this, I'm going to call it a day, because it needs a lot more work. I'm going to move the Z up again and give myself some space. There is a bit of filament stuck there, but there's nothing coming out. The extruder is actually blocked. There's nothing coming out. PTFE is in tight. There's a lot of slop. So it should have found its home just from that alone. I wonder. No. There's a little thing back here in the back corner. You see it underneath there, the little thumb screw that's coming out of the red Z-axis. That's your Z offset. hoping I can lower that down. Now the switches are good. They're mounted in plastic. Yeah, Renee, I would agree with you. This is not let me see if I can home all access again and see how it looks. Piece of paper just in case it gets us to the right spot. You know what? It's way off, way above it. I can get my hand in here now and do a bit of work. Where the hell is Ike? He's on vacation apparently. I think it's this Z offset is the problem. And it's not going to where it should be going. And I think there's two issues here. I think there's two screws here that need to be offset from each other. And instead of it being done that way, what it is you have a bolt, and then you have, and going around that bolt you have another another adjustable nut around it, a thumb screw nut. And what's happening is that the whole thing was loose, so that's why the Z kept changing. What should be done is the bolt should be moved down to hit the Z offset screw or the Z end stop, and then this external nut, the thumb screw nut, should be tightened up so it doesn't actually loosen itself back up again. That's my guess is what's wrong with it. And I have to do just home the Z again to see how it goes. No, I didn't see anything in here about the Z offset. I haven't gone to their website, but there is nothing in here about Z offset anywhere. I haven't gone to their site, so their site may explain it. So that's way off. Let's see by how much. Oh, that's off by a lot. Okay, so I'll move the Z axis all the way up again. I'm going to try. I'm going to see if I can get this going. So I'll loosen. I have to say, I don't like this. There's nothing fun about doing this. Let's see how close we are now. So that bolt has to be screwed into the frame, and then the wing, the thumb screw has to be tightened into place to lock it. I think it shouldn't even have that, because it should have the Z set normally like most other printers do. Okay, that's not even close again. How far off am I? I'm about half. Okay, so I'm going to move the Z up again. I agree. Jesse, there is not a whole lot of people out there who know 3D printing, and they would struggle. If you're mechanically minded, you figure it out like this, but people who are not mechanically minded will have problems with this. It's not meant for somebody who doesn't know their way around a 3D printer. There's no way. Let's try it again. Home the axis. I should be closer to it, getting where I need to be now. Let's see if this gets us close, and if it does, I'll try again. If not, it may just be too much fiddling to be worth it. So we'll see. I'm very close. I can't see with the light here. I'm a few mils off. Maybe I can adjust those few mils by adjusting this. Let's see. No, that Z is good. Right there, it's where it should be. Now let's try one last time, and if it doesn't work after this, you can help me decide whether it's worth it or not. So I'm going to go move Z up again. Because I want to extrude some material. Because it wasn't biting over here, and a plastic extruder is not great. Let's see if I can first of all manually push material through. Am I at temperature? Apparently I am. Soon Goodwill will have a lot of these at the rate of... Yeah. Okay. That's definitely jammed up in there somewhere. I'm going to cut this all... Everywhere that touches that extruder, I'm going to remove it. Start again. Hopefully. I would go to their website before giving. Well, I'm not going to go to their website now. I will go check out their website. My guess is there's a clog in the system somewhere, and I probably have to take the hot end. There we go. I think there might be a clog in there. I think I have it extruding again though. Yep. So I'm going to try and extrude using the extrusion settings, because that's where it was failing. Oh, I just hit a power short. I heard electrical buzzing. Let me try that again. Extrude. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I heard electrical crackling. So, it seems to be extruding. I'm going to try print again. But that electrical crackling, I am going to at some point take this apart to find out where that crackling is sound. Sounds like something was not making full contact and it was actually arcing a little bit on the inside. But we'll try it. That it could be just a once off, but I don't know. So let's try print again. Print. First object on the list. Let's see if it works. The refills are hit $5 for a piece. Okay. Well, the PTFE was okay. What happened with the PTFE was actually the way it's folded over in the box. It got actually crimped. I think we've got filament printing. We do. It's not sticking great, but I can adjust that. I go to the website for info in advance, but their website is not great. And they only link me to their Amazon store when they sent it to me. It appears to be printing. Let's not breathe in that direction. Let's see how it goes. So far impressions. Yeah. Let's see. Seemed to have got an extrusion to be flowing better. I'm not sure what to think. Yeah, you know, I'll reserve any judgment until I've done some printing with it. Now I think I've got it. Excuse me. I think I got it printing. It seems to be putting down the base for the raft. It seems to be going okay. So maybe it just takes a bit of TLC to get there. Like if this is a pain to set up, which is a bit troublesome, and I know what I'm doing, right? But it prints fine. You can't give it a bad rating because it prints fine. It just, there's an education involved in setting it up. I cannot say it's a bad printer. I can never say it's a bad printer. Like if I can't get it printing no matter what I do, then it's a bad printer, right? Because I know how to set up printers. If it prints okay but takes a lot of tweaking, then it's not a bad printer. It's just not a great printer. It's just medium, right? But if it prints straight out of the box, you hit go and it goes, then you can't complain about it, right? Because it's a good machine. No matter what size it is, if it prints and it does what it's designed to do, you can't say it's a bad machine because it does what it's designed to do. So I'm unsure. It seems to be printing, not... Again, extrusion's gone. Is it? I think I got a clog again. I think it's jammed up inside it again. I'm going to try and manually feed it through. Now I've pushed a lump of material through. It's feeding again. And now it's stopped again. This extruder is intermittent. I'm actually feeling the material as it goes in. And every now and again it bites, and every now and again it doesn't. And if I force it in by hand, it bites again. Yeah. Now, I understand that, Zolan, because it's printing, it's extruding. Now it's skipping again. Let me show you. I'm going to put a little mark on, I think I have a pen here somewhere. Yeah. It's intermittent. It's, do I have a pen here? I do. I'm going to show you what's happening. I'm going to put a little mark on the filament, right? See? It's not feeding anymore. Sorry. No, feeds. Let me put a few marks along so you can see. See, it stopped feeding again. See, stopped again. So we're having intermittent extrusion. You can clearly see that there. Okay. I'm going to turn it around so you can see the front of it again. It's printing. It's doing so badly. It's under extruding all over the place. Let me do a bit of cleanup here. Get these out of my way because I don't need any of these. So let me show you a close-up of what it's doing. It's not. I don't think it's the idler bearing. No, it's just not gripping because it's a flimsy extruder. Hey Stephen, how are you? So it's not feeding again. Still not feeding. And it's not quiet. I think there's a clog somewhere in the system that I'll have to strip down the... I'm going to have to take this thing apart, I think. Let me stop it and show you what it's done so far. Right? Because I don't want to waste time. You can see how bad the extrusion is there. I will talk with them about this. My guess is I'll have to take the hot end apart, take it out, take it apart, clean it out, see where the problem is. I think there is some there, and it is, the extrusion here is just not gripping. It's intermittent. Again, it's not feeding. It is doing the retractions I think it's a clog somewhere in the system. It's like when I force them together, you can hear it skipping. It starts feeding again. When I force this to happen, it actually is feeding the material after that. Yeah. Let's stop this. And let's see what it did. It peels off the bed because the bed is cold. Oh wow, it's stuck. It doesn't come off the bed easy. Oh. Right, that did not come off the bed easy. It's stuck. There's still some of it left behind on the surface. But under extrusion at its best. I'll take out the hot end, not now, and figure out what's going on inside there. But yeah. Trash. So, successful print? Not. It was... for anybody who doesn't know what they're doing, it's going to be troublesome. At best, troublesome. I still haven't got... And we're just here... We're just online for what? An hour or so? What time is it now? An hour and a half. And I still haven't gotten a printer. Now, I've built printer. This came out of the box in 30 seconds. And ready to be used. Maybe a little bit more than that. But to get to a usable state, maybe a couple of hours is my guess. That's if I can get it printing. Promo code at the bottom of the screen. Well, I'll tell you what, there is the link. I don't have a promo code. There is a link to it at the bottom of the screen on Amazon if you want to explore. Until upgrade to a Titan and a BMG extruder, I'll trade you. How's that, Dominic? I might get it working. I'll have to strip it apart. I'll have to take off the whole top part. There's a couple of screws there to hold it together, and some zip ties. I'll take them off. I'll take it out. I'll see if I can get it working, and if I do, I'll post an update online. But first impressions, not so good. I know you're kidding, Jerry. That's why I went along with it. But yeah, I can't get it printing. I don't think I've ever had a printer that I couldn't get printing during a stream yet. So this is the first for me. And at least there's no magic smoke, right? All right, John, if you're out there listening. I didn't live out the magic blue smoke. So, but I did hear a crackling sound coming from the back there. So, I will probably need to strip it apart to get into the inner workings of it to figure out what's going on. It might be something that was there from factory that it has a bit of a clog that needs some work. That can be fixed. If I get it working, I will keep it posted. But not a good start. But we'll see. Let's see if it with a bit of ingenuity we can get it operating. Yeah, Renee. First impression is, well, I would say, is that a printer? It is. Does it work? First of all, because I haven't gotten it work yet. And secondly, if it does, is it worth the $130 that it is out there right now? For someone who doesn't know 3D printing, if you have this even close to this much problem getting it reveled, because they don't even discuss how to do that in the manual, how to adjust the Z offset, because it's basically with the end stop, which is similar to what the JG Maker RSD does for the first level. You level it with the end by adjusting the end stop. So maybe I can get it right, but I still think there's other mechanical issues on the inside that are in need of attention. Possibly clogs, possibly something else. I don't know. But I will take it apart to figure it out. I might even do it this afternoon. It's only 4 screws to strip it apart and a couple of zip ties. It's useful to have reviews of kid-friendly printers. Thanks for this one, even if it didn't work out. Yeah, printers that's designed for kid-friendly should work out of the box. Other than plugging it in, like when you get toys at Christmas, you'd like to put in the batteries. Hopefully, if your parents remember the batteries, and turn it on, and you get going. Right? That's what kids want out of the box. Didn't happen here. Maybe able to get it there, but it's not there. It's not ready for that. And I even had to use some of my own materials to repair it. If you can't fix it, print a cat. Actually, that's not a bad idea. If I can't get it working, I will print a 3D. I'll print one of those Chinese good luck cats with the hand up, and I will print it. I actually have a gold filament. I'll print it out of a nice bright gold or a silver, and put it inside and put it on my shelf as a cat box. So that'll keep Jerry happy. So remember, guys, if you haven't already done so, like, subscribe, and ding that bell. There are affiliate links down below in the description, and there's also links to my PayPal, or just buy me a coffee if you want. The links are down there. There is a Patreon link. No one has joined my Patreon link. Nobody's ever joined my Patreon, so you can ignore it because there's nothing in there because nobody has ever joined. So I haven't done specific Patreon content. But if you want to join, if you want to be the first, feel free. If not, just buy me a coffee. Drop me a couple of bucks on PayPal to help keep this going. And I will post updates on Instagram and on Facebook on this. And if you're not already a member, there's 2 groups out there. There's 3D Printing Help Desk, and there is 3D Printing 3D Printer Addicts. Those 2 groups I'm the owner of. If you want to join those groups, do. Jerry, are you doing a hangout this afternoon? Let us know if you are. Jerry, 3D Printing and Painting, he often does hangouts on Saturday afternoon. So are you going to do a hangout today? I didn't see any notice going out. Let me turn this off. Just waiting on Jerry to post in chat if he is or not. Hopefully he is. If not, I'm going to do some playing around with my laser once I have a bit of a closer look at this to see if I can figure out what's going on here. Sorry, there's a time delay, so I'm waiting on Jerry to say yes or no. Well, if not, if you don't hear from Jerry, and he hasn't posted yet, so either way, check out Jerry's channel as well. No eyes are bloodshot. Oh, cool. So, okay, Jerry is not doing a hangout. Pity. Well, either way, check out Jerry's group, 3D Printing and Painting, and his YouTube channel as well. So check it out. Jerry is a big supporter of my channel, so I have to return the favor. He's a good guy to hang out with online. So remember, like, subscribe, ding that bell. Think about the Patreon. Think about the contributions to the channel, or use the affiliate links. I will have a hangout Wednesday night again at 7 p.m. I have it Eastern time. I have it every Wednesday night, with a few exceptions. If I get updates on this, I will post them online. So follow me on Facebook, AstroPrinter, or follow me on Instagram. It's AstroPRTR on Instagram. And no luck in today's stream. No prints. No first prints. It's a pity. And it's my first ever no first print. So I have a challenge to overcome this one. This will be fun. So thank you all. Short stream in comparison to what we normally do, but the outcome wasn't what we were hoping for. So let's see if I can get this working. And remember, guys, follow us, like, subscribe, stay safe, stay healthy, guys, and stay printing. Thank you for joining me today. Have a good one, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you and goodbye.